There is a door in your life that you keep walking past. You see it every day. You know it is there. But every time you reach it, you hesitate. Maybe you are afraid of what is on the other side. Maybe you are comfortable where you are. Or maybe you have convinced yourself that you will open it tomorrow. But what if that door is not just an opportunity? What if it is an invitation from God? Jesus once said, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock." Notice something powerful. He did not say, "I will break the door down." He said, "I knock." Jesus does not force himself into your life. He waits. And sometimes the most painful part of life is not that God stopped speaking. It is that we became too distracted to hear the knocking. We ask God, "Where are you?" But perhaps God is asking us, "Will you open the door?" The Creator of everything does not need permission from us to exist. He does not need our approval. He does not need our attention. And yet, Jesus chooses to knock. That is the kind of love God offers. A love that invites instead of forces. A love that waits instead of demands. And perhaps there is a reason you are hearing these words today. Maybe you have been carrying something quietly. A fear you haven't told anyone about. A mistake you wish you could erase. A dream you stopped believing in. A relationship that broke something inside you. Or simply an emptiness you cannot explain. You may have become very good at pretending everything is fine. You smile, you work, you talk, you scroll, you laugh. And then when the room becomes quiet, you realize there is still something missing. Jesus understands that emptiness. And he does not stand at the door asking you to become perfect before you open it. He knocks first. This is something people often misunderstand about God. We think we have to fix ourselves before we can come to him. We think we need to become better, stronger, more faithful, less broken. But Jesus never said, "Clean yourself up and then come to me." He said, "Come to me. Come with your weakness. Come with your questions. Come with your doubts. Come with the parts of yourself you are ashamed of." You do not have to pretend before God, because he already knows. And somehow, that is both terrifying and comforting. He knows every thought you never said out loud. He knows every night you cried when nobody saw. He knows the moments you failed. He knows the moments you almost gave up. And still, he knocks. Not because you deserve his love, but because his love is greater than your failures. There is another thing about doors. A door works both ways. When you open the door to Jesus, you are not simply allowing him into your life. You are also allowing yourself to walk out of an old life. Out of bitterness, out of fear, out of the constant need to prove yourself. Out of the belief that your past gets to decide your future. Sometimes we ask God to change our circumstances when he is trying to change us. We say, "Jesus, remove this storm." And sometimes his answer is not to remove the storm. Sometimes his answer is, "I will teach you how to walk through it with me." Remember the disciples in the boat. The storm came. The waves became violent. They were terrified. And Jesus was there. The storm did not mean Jesus had abandoned them. His presence was there even when they could not see what he was doing. Maybe your storm is not proof that God has forgotten you. Maybe you are simply in a chapter where faith means trusting him without knowing the ending. You do not need to know. You only need to know who walks with you into tomorrow. So tonight, or whenever you hear this, stop for a moment. Put down the phone, take a breath, and ask yourself one honest question. What door have I been afraid to open? Maybe it is the door of forgiveness. Maybe someone hurt you, and you have carried that pain for years. Maybe the person you need to forgive is yourself. Maybe it is the door of surrender. You have been trying to control everything because you are afraid that if you let go, everything will fall apart. Maybe it is the door of faith. You have heard about Jesus before. You have prayed before. But somewhere along the way, you stopped expecting him to answer. Whatever your door is, Jesus is not standing there with condemnation. He is knocking. And perhaps you do not need a dramatic sign from heaven. Perhaps you simply need to open the door. Jesus, I don't understand everything, but I am here. I am tired of carrying everything alone. Come into the places of my life that I have kept closed. Teach me to trust you. Change what needs to be changed. Heal what needs to be healed. And give me the courage to follow you. That prayer does not require perfect words. It requires an honest heart. And if today feels dark, remember this. A closed door can make a room feel like a prison. But the same door, when opened, can become an entrance to something completely new. Your story is not finished. Your failures are not the final chapter. Your pain is not the end of your story. And your waiting is not necessarily wasted. There may be things God is preparing that you cannot see yet. So do not give up because you cannot see the whole road. You were never asked to see the whole road. You were asked to take the next step. And maybe the next step is simply opening the door. Jesus is still knocking. The question is not whether he is there. The question is, will you open it?